Today, I'm going to de-influence you. I am sharing 5 things I do not believe you need to travel with a baby or a toddler. I think these are things that are just very bulky, weigh you down, and they are unnecessary because there are simpler alternatives. What do I know? Well, I'm a first-time mom to an almost 2-year-old now, and we have traveled a lot with our kid as a baby and as a toddler. She has been as far north as Alaska, as far south as Patagonia, and she has traveled on planes, trains, boats, buses, and cars. So a lot of different settings, and I feel like we have learned a lot from those experiences. I am definitely a minimalist traveler. The less stuff I need to bring, the better. So if that's the kind of advice you want, I'm your girl. And if it's not, well, maybe stick around and I'll share a different way of doing things. Number 1, you do not need the most expensive stroller out on the market. I feel like every packing list for a baby tells you that you need the most expensive stroller. And I get it, everybody out there is trying to make money. They want to sell you a product that has a really nice commission, but I do not believe that you need a stroller that costs close to $1,000 or even over $1,000. I've seen them, they are out there. So when we're traveling, I'm looking for a stroller with big, sturdy wheels. That is what I'm going after. I know that when we travel, we usually end up in cities with uneven terrain, broken sidewalks, cobblestones, or we end up going really remote and I have to push the stroller down dirt roads, gravel roads. So I need something that can handle the bumps and uneven terrain. So I like to look for a stroller that's got big wheels, not the little flimsy ones that you see on the umbrella strollers. I also like something that is collapsible, preferably one piece. I'm telling you one piece because I traveled with a stroller that was 2 pieces, and then with the sun cover, when that came off, it was 3 pieces. That is very complicated. So stick to one piece. You can even consider a jogging stroller with 3 wheels, 1 in the front, 2 in the back. But yes, what I like are big, rubber, sturdy wheels. I never worry about a stroller that can fold and fit on the overhead compartment. I know a lot of people want them to be really small so that they're able to carry them onto the plane. But with our stroller, I've always gate checked it and it has worked for us. So that means that I get to use it the whole time we're in the airport. I wheel it right to the door of the plane, like right as we're about to board, fold it down, and then it gets put on the plane, and then it's available for us once we land, either right at the door of the plane, or on a few occasions it has been available with the luggage on the conveyor belt. So again, you don't need the fanciest one, you don't need the most expensive one. Mine is secondhand. It has had 3 owners before me and it works really well. Facebook Marketplace is also a really good place to shop. Now, if you've got money to spend and you want the most expensive one, by all means, go for it. I just don't think you need the most expensive one in order to have a good trip. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but the next item I do not believe you need is that sleeping pod, the Blackout sleeping pod. It looks like a camping tent, all black, and I get it, some babies have a harder time falling asleep, but I just cannot imagine having to carry around a tent in addition to all my bags and then having to set that up in your hotel room. It takes up so much space. So that's something that would not work for me. I know a lot of parents swear by this tent, but I think there are some alternatives to consider. So first, I'll tell you the way we do things when we travel. So we either get a room with a king-size bed where we all fit on the bed, myself, my husband, and our baby in the middle, or we get a room with 2 double beds. I get one with the baby, my husband gets the other one, or we ask for a crib when it's available. So right there, you've got 3 different sleeping arrangements for your baby. And then in terms of making the room dark, I have found that almost every single hotel room has blackout curtains. I honestly cannot think of an instance where this wasn't the case, unless I'm going like way back to my backpacking days and thinking of like cheap guest rooms and like hostel dorms, but almost every hotel room has blackout curtains where you can make the room nice and dark. So that is why I don't think that you need this whole sleeping pod contraption that you have to carry around and set up as you travel and move accommodations. Personal opinion. Number 3, the baby does not need their own suitcase. Now, I'm gonna tell you, we have done several trips now where we have only packed one piece of checked luggage, like one big suitcase for 3 people, for myself, my husband, and our baby. Half of the suitcase was for me and my husband, and the other half was for our baby. Half of her side was just diapers, and the other half was outfits. I know, maybe it sounds a little crazy, 3 people, 1 suitcase, but it really can be done. My way of doing things is that I just pack outfits for a week, and then we plan on doing laundry. I also bring things that can mix and match really easily, things that can be worn repeatedly, like jeans. So yes, you do not need a lot of luggage to travel with a baby or toddler. Number 4, a sound machine. I know, this might be another controversial one. I know a lot of babies cannot fall asleep without the sound machine. That has not been our experience, just because our daughter has never used a sound machine and she is able to fall asleep to whatever sounds are happening around her, just because I guess that's the way we trained her or didn't train her. So we do not bring a sound machine. To me, they look kind of bulky, you know, they're usually this big and it's just an extra thing to carry around. So if your baby doesn't need one, don't pack it. There are alternatives again. So my suggestion, you've got your phone, a tablet, a laptop where you can play white noise, or you've got the TV in the hotel room, you can turn on the TV and just have some background noise. I know that used to put me to sleep when I was younger, just having the TV on in the living room, and I would always end up dozing off in the middle of the afternoon. So those are options if you do not want to carry a bulky, clunky sound machine. Okay, another item that I think is a bit over the top and excessive and completely unnecessary. Those clip-on high chairs, the ones that you can attach to a table at a restaurant, or I guess at your rental apartment or wherever you're staying. Again, like, this is just something that's like quite large and bulky, and I personally could not imagine having to carry this around on top of all of my other luggage. So that is one item I do not think you need. So what do we do instead? Whenever we go to a restaurant, we ask for a high chair. I would say 80% of the time there are high chairs available. Now, sometimes they're a little bit sticky, so I just grab some wet wipes from the diaper bag, wipe it down, clean it a little bit, and in goes our child. And then if there is no high chair available, she sits in her stroller and she eats there. She sits right next to me and I will feed her while I'm having my lunch. So I find that works really well for us. But again, I'm a minimalist, so I do not like carrying unnecessary items, in my opinion. You may disagree. So now that I have shared 5 things that I personally don't think are a necessity if you're traveling with a baby or toddler, I'm going to share what I believe is essential and something I cannot go without. That one item is one well-stocked diaper bag. We travel with a diaper bag, and in there I've got everything I need for a potential emergency. So what is in the diaper bag? I have a changing pad, diapers, wipes. I have some spare outfits, so either 2 onesies or 2 pairs of pants and a top, and I have a little sweater in case it gets cold. I also have a muslin in case it gets a little windy and I have to cover up my kid, or maybe it's really sunny and I need to protect her from the sun. That's one item that you can find lots of uses for. Then we've got her water cup, snacks, and I have a few little toys. Very small, travel-friendly toys, typically just 2 or 3. At the moment, what she's enjoying is the Busy Board, which has like little zippers and buttons and strings and things like that. And then we have a little Krabby with like these silicone arms. And we have one toy that she can chew on because she's teething, and it's like a little squeaky flamingo. Those 3 items, and it all fits in the diaper bag. And then I also carry a little iPad, a little tablet with some shows, but this is like a last resort if we have exhausted all other options and we've had a very long travel day. So those are the essentials that I carry in the diaper bag. So that is my minimalist approach to traveling with a baby or toddler. I hope it has shown you what is possible and also reassured you that you do not need to bring a million things to have a nice trip with your little one. Now, I would love to hear from you. What are some essential items that you cannot go without on a trip? And what are some things that in your mind are not necessary and you could do without? I would love to hear from you. So let me know in the comments below and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.